and welcome to Season 2, Episode 3 of England Right Backs FC. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to this series, I'm kind of in a lull between Football Manager 20, Football Manager 21, so I thought I'd chance my hand at doing some experiments with Football Manager, kind of seeing what would happen if we did certain things, if we put a load of players together, see what happens. First one of which is England Right Backs FC, in which we've taken every player who's eligible for England and plays at right back, chucked them in the same team, put them into League Two, and seeing how they get on. In the first season, they did really well. They won League Two. Ainsley Maitland-Niles also won the Player of the Year in League Two last season, and they had a host of players named in the League Two Team of the Year, including Matty Cash, who played most of the season left wing, Maitland-Niles, Fredericks, Justin, Gomez, Tomori, Alexander-Arnold. We're on the day of the first game of the new season. England Right Backs FC are playing against Southend away. So Kyle Walker-Peters is now fully natural as a striker, which is great news. So he's going to be playing up front, one would expect. And we also have a goalkeeper. So he came through the youth intake last season. So I allowed him to remain at the club and be the only non-right back. We also had quite a few players who decided not to represent England anymore, so they've all been free transferred. But the crux of the team is all the same, basically. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sim in a month in advance, see how they get on in the first month in League One. It's the 1st of September. They've already played 7 league games, which is a lot for August. But they're doing well, is what they're doing. As you can see from this, Alexander-Arnold's already got 5 goals with a 7.96 average. And Matty Cash is continuing as the top scorer with 6 goals from 9 games. The striker, Kyle Walker-Peters, only has 3 goals. So we'll dig into what they've done. So one thing to talk about is that last season I gave them a defined tactic that I wanted them to play. This year I'll get rid of that. I'm just going to let the coach, the assistant manager, do whatever he wants. Steve Holland is the assistant manager, so I'm letting him do whatever he thinks is right tactically. And of course, they now have a goalkeeper to kind of keep shots out. But they opened up at Southend on the opening day with Trent Alexander-Arnold and Callum Chambers scoring and playing 9s. So it kind of looks like they're playing the same formation still. No, it's a 4-1-4-1, basically. 4-3-3. With Chambers at the heart of the midfield. Looked like he did pretty well, 6 key passes. Then they went at home to Charlton and won 3-0 with Dujon Sterling getting a game, Wan-Bissaka and Alexander-Arnold. And they absolutely hammered Charlton, with Trent playing midfield and just bossing it, basically. So in terms of the actual team starting, Wan-Bissaka, Gomez, Ferguson, Max Aarons, Tom Edwards playing midfield, with Alexander-Arnold and Maitland-Niles, Sterling, Cash, Walker-Peters. On the bench, Kyle Walker is just he was unhappy that he wasn't getting game time, so he's just coming off the bench by the look of it. Jaden Bogle, Ben Johnson, Mason Holgate, John Joe Kenny and Tomori. Then they followed that up with a 5-0 thumping of Wickham, Sterling, Cash, Brace and Walker-Peters scoring twice. Then they beat Blackpool in the EFL Cup. Then 2 consecutive 1-0 home wins in the league, with Aaron scoring against Wigan and Tomori getting the goal against Bristol Rovers. Then a draw at Blackpool 0-0. But they've not, after 6 league games, they hadn't conceded a goal, which is impressive. And then for the second year in a row, actually, they played Everton in the EFL Cup and thumped them 5-2. Wow. Matty Cash hat-trick, Alexander-Arnold penalty and Tomori. So this makes me think I should have probably put them in the Premier League to start with and see how they got on then. But MK Dons also thumped 3-1. So in terms of the league, they are unsurprisingly top of the league, 19 points from 7 games. Alexander-Arnold's the top player in the league and 3 Man of the Match awards. And Dane Leonard, the goalkeeper, has 6 clean sheets. So it looks like they're going to steamroller this league. So I'm just going to smash ahead with this one. Maybe move 3 months into the future to get to the end of the year. See how they're getting on. I think they're going to walk League One with ease. We may have to think about maybe restricting whether they have a goalkeeper or not. Okay, it's January the 1st, and as you can see, they are still top of the league, so it looks like things are going well. Let's take a quick look at who's doing well. So Matty Cash, 14 goals, in addition to the 21 he got last year. Alexander-Arnold, who I think is playing midfield by the look of this, has 12 goals, which is pretty good, and 6 assists. And then Walker Peters is also playing up front, has 8 goals. Other than that, not a huge amount of goals. Maitland-Niles is the main creative force. So let's see if there's any. Obviously, we've simmed 3 months in the future. I'm not going to show every match, but they look to have not lost many games. In fact, I think they're unbeaten in the league. So we obviously left in September last time. October, they opened up with a 3-0. And then some narrow wins. They're not scoring loads of goals. So they beat Torquay. They played Torquay last year as well in the Cup, and they beat them this year. That's strange. They keep playing the same teams. They beat Everton under 23s. Won away 3-0 at Doncaster with Gomez, Alexander-Arnold and Sterling. Dujon Sterling, that is. 2-0 win at Gillingham. Thumped Rochdale 4-0 with Alexander-Arnold scoring twice. We're not conceding many goals either, which is, I mean, I guess you'd kind of expect that. You've got a team of defenders, but having a fake goalkeeper is definitely, well, having this new goalkeeper, sorry, is definitely helping them. So a 2-0 win at Burton, and they've done really well over Christmas. So 3-0 at home to Coventry, 1-0 at Walsall, and most recently a 4-0 thumping of Swindon, with Walker Peters getting 2 and Ferguson scoring twice from centre back as well. So all of that leaves them comfortably top of the league. Look at that. 22 wins and 3 draws. 20 points clear. 23 points clear of the 3rd place. So they're going to get promoted. In terms of average rating, Alexander-Arnold leading the way. I expect they're going to have quite a lot. Yeah, just Rob Hall getting involved there. Maitland-Niles has joint most assists in the league. Alexander-Arnold's got 6th player of the match. Dane Leonard has 21 clean sheets from 25 games. That's pretty impressive. And in terms of the squad, happiness is looking pretty good. There's a few unhappy players who aren't playing. It actually reminds me, we haven't looked at the formation. So let's go and look at the last match. And it seems to be settled on this 4-5-1. Byron playing right wing, Ben Johnson playing left wing. I suspect Matt Cash is playing there more frequently. He's obviously rested players and he may have had injuries. Alexander-Arnold came on off the bench. Let's go and look at this one. So it looks like they're playing 4-5-1 with Matt Cash on the left, Sterling over on the right, James and Maitland-Niles midfield, Alexander-Arnold, Tomori, Gomez, Justin as the back four with Holgate, and I think Callum Chambers has been playing there as well, with Walker Peters obviously up front. So yeah, it looks like they're going to breeze this league, as I kind of suspected they might do. But what I might do is just stick someone else in goal and see if it affects them through the rest of the season. So let's go with the tallest player at the club, who's an okay player. Let's do Martin Kelly again, shall we? So last season, I forgot to mention this, so Martin Kelly set a new club record of 24 clean sheets. So they actually gave it to him. So that's interesting. So I'm going to stick him in goal again and see what happens. I don't think it's going to affect them going up. I think they're going to breeze it. So yeah, we will come back. We'll come back at the end of the season, I think, just because it's going to be so easy for them. So we'll do another 4 months on holiday and come back for the end of the season. And we are back at the end of the second season with England Right Backs FC. And as you can see, they have won the league. So they finished with 108 points, which is more than they got last year. They won 34, drew 6, lost 6. But when we checked in last time, they hadn't lost at all. They'd only drawn 3 and won, I think 16 was it? Something like that. So we did actually, as you can see here, we did specify they have to play Martin Kelly in goal. So he's played 23 games, 21 in the league. He's obviously conceded some more goals. So let's have a look at where we left off last time was in January. They began with a 3-0 win in the FA Cup, which got into the fourth round, but then lost to Bristol City 3-2 in the fourth round. Which is interesting because I'm guessing Bristol are still, so they're in the they're third in the Championship and they're in the playoffs. So they're obviously one of the top teams in the Championship, which could mean that they might struggle a bit more going into the Championship. But they generally did pretty well. They've lost the first game of the season at Charlton, but then they spanked Southend 5-0. So they're doing this thing again where they kind of bring on a keeper at half time, or just before half time. So the games they've lost, they've actually, in this game, Kelly got the clean sheet up to half time. They brought Leonard on, then conceded a winner. And in this one now, so they conceded in the first half in that one. But they beat Peterborough 4-1 with Walker-Peters scoring twice. They beat Lincoln 1-0. Then they lost to Doncaster. So they've done pretty well still, even though they have got Martin Kelly in goal. And he's played every game. He's not been injured. So the games they lost at the end were, I'm presuming they're already promoted by this point, but they lost at Bradford and at Coventry. So he obviously rotated a bit his Ethan Laird playing. And they finished the season with a 4-1 win over Shrewsbury. In terms of top players, Cash again with 17, Alexander Arnold got up to 17, Walker-Peters managed to score 14 and 55, which isn't too bad. He's wanted fairly widely by kind of bottom of the Prem, top of the Championship teams. Chambers 6, Gomes 5, assist wise, Maitland-Niles 14, Alexander Arnold 9. And the best player rating wise was Alexander Arnold, unsurprisingly. Kyle Walker did really well. He only played 11 games though, which is interesting. Who's he wanted by? So he's wanted by Arsenal, but he can't get into England Right Backs FC's team, which is a bit weird. Maitland-Niles also played really well midfield. Ferguson played well centre back. So yeah, they've done well. I am interested to see how they're going to get on stepping up to the Championship though. If we force them to, I think we should force them to play a right back in goal because it's just more interesting, isn't it? It's like if we give them a goalkeeper and let them play a goalkeeper, they're going to win easily. So yeah, Alexander Arnold's going to get player of the league, I imagine. Chambers, Gomez, Memorial played well. Goals wise, Kiefer Moore, top goal scorer. Kun Tavaluskov at Wickham, and Alexander Arnold, the 7th top goal scorer in the league. What else can we look at? Matty Cash had the 3rd most shots. He had the most shots in League 2 last season. Key passes, Maitland-Niles up there, Alexander Arnold up there. Created, Alexander Arnold had the 2nd most in the league. So he's actually now like a really good midfielder. If they're not playing him at right back. Not too much else to look at here, I don't think. So yeah, they're going to get promoted into the Championship. Let's just look at what else has happened in other leagues, shall we? So in the Premier League, Liverpool are going to win it. although Chelsea got 2 in hand, so they could come back. Being down are definitely Fulham. Forest went up first season, and Palace coming down by the look of it as well. So next up is going to be the Championship. So to start with, I'm going to put a right back in goal and see how they get on. After the first month, we'll kind of take it from there and see how they're getting on in the Championship. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you kind of enjoy this idea of an experiment. Let me know any thoughts. If there's any players that you think should be in there that you haven't seen in there, let me know. I think I've got every right back that's in the game. But I'll start looking for regens as well that are coming through who are English. I can just chuck them into the squad. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Drop a like on it if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, we'll be back soon.